We're holding the countdown.
Oh, please.
Show our faces.
There we go.
Oh, hi.
Good morning.
We'd like to keep you in suspense on the Today in AZ after
yes.
show. Happy Tuesday to you.
Happy Tuesday.
Welcome to the couch.
Pardon me.
The volume is always up on mine, too. It's a race against time to turn it down before we connect to the video. If this is your first time watching the show, we're following along on Facebook so we can read your comments in real time, so we all have to have
We're
our
not
phones up.
checking our
Yeah.
texts.
Well, I am also checking my texts and paying some bills and
Sorry.
playing Pokemon Go. Just pretty much whatever I can do to avoid the
Did you just
conversation.
admit that on Facebook?
I'm not embarrassed of the man that I am. I'm a bit of a weirdo, for sure.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
What's one weird thing about you, Vanessa?
I don't know.
Something you don't want to tell the people at home.
I eat really fast.
Like how
I'm
fast?
done before everybody else.
You're the first one finished at the table.
Yeah.
Are you not chewing your food, or is it just like you're not wasting any time?
I just not wasting any time. I'm
Yeah.
always on the go, right? I have multiple
Right,
things going
right.
on all the time. So I'm like, okay, I gotta eat, hurry, and I'm done.
All right, this is good. This is a fun exercise. Jimmy, what's an embarrassing fact that you'd like to share with the people at home?
I don't know if it's embarrassing. I got a million of them, but one of them I eat popcorn with milk.
I'm sorry?
What?
Huge popcorn with milk. I love that.
Like a bowl of cereal?
Yeah, we used to have junk food night on Sunday night. My mom would let me watch the Disney movie.
Oh my gosh.
And you can have popcorn and pizza, but if you're going to do that, you have to have something healthy with it, which was
Right.
milk. So to this day, I love popcorn and milk.
Like a glass of milk
Floating
while
it
you're
in the
eating popcorn?
No, I'm not dipping it,
Okay.
but I have to. I
I was
crunch
having
it.
a bad visual. And I was
No,
getting
nothing.
nauseous.
That's happened. I mean, the popcorn will drop in, but then it fizzles. It's not a
Happens to
regular-
the best of us.
So you could say pizza, popcorn, and milk is
All right, Rachel, you see the direction we're headed on the couch. That means you're next.
I know. I think I may be mildly OCD.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's definitely a possibility. I freak out about
she's
really
blown me
small
off
things.
many times.
I know. I'm the person who goes to people's houses and like straightens the picture
Yeah.
frame that's
Oh.
off. Yeah, or if things are next to it, I like move.
That's cool.
I don't think it's cool. It may
No,
be
I think
rude.
we're all on the spectrum somewhere, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little
like
yeah,
that.
a little quirky that way.
Before I got married, I was the same way. I'd go in, and if the underwear wasn't sitting right on the doorknob, I'd have to
Right.
kind of like move it right, you know? The dirty socks, they belong there on this corner.
It's different dorm room
Very
stories.
disciplined.
I hope you're learning a lot about us. We'd like to learn about you for a moment. According to a
better.
new study, the type of music you listen to when you're driving your car may influence the way you're driving the car itself. Now,
Okay.
I have to admit, I read this study this morning because I was like, how the hell did they figure
I
this
know.
stuff out? And it was actually not a very scientific study at all. It was a closed track, and they had a professional driver drive it as fast as he could, and they timed him. And then they made him drive it again while listening to different types of music to see how different his course was.
Okay.
And when he listened to the crazy rock music, he drove more erratically and aggressively.
Yeah.
When he listened to the classical stuff, he drove more patiently, almost to the point of like annoyance. They said that it was not necessarily a good thing if you
Right,
were listening
too
to
slow.
classical. They found pop music was as close to his normal time as having no music at all. So take this all with a grain
I
of
think
salt.
that's super fair.
It is not super fair, but it does bring up an interesting question, and it gives us a chance to learn a little bit about you. What do you listen to in the car, and do you think it changes the way you act on the road?
Definitely, because I definitely find like I've had to stop myself sometimes because if I'm really feeling a jam and I look down at the speedometer, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going super fast. Like
Yeah,
I'm just
that
feeling
happens.
it. I'm just feeling it, and my little lead foot is going.
What are you guys doing over there?
Happening. I feel like they're
Jimmy's
picking,
making like a shanking
They're
motion
like
off camera.
picking gnats off each other.
Here's the deal.
Two little
Every
puppies.
time I'm on the outside, Vanessa pulls this crap. Every time she does that.
She
And I'm
boxes
like,
you out.
yeah, every time. And her head's like that with the hair. And I'm like, excuse me. So anyways, I was listening to your
so you were gonna
conversation
box
and
her
she
out.
tapped me. I'm
I
like,
said,
oh,
"Move
now
back."
you know. Oh, at two, Brutane. Now you know how it feels.
Is
So-
there nothing worse than the passenger in your car when you need to see traffic coming
Oh
this
my
way and
gosh.
they're leaned over like
Yeah.
this, looking at the? Could you?
Oh, yeah.
I just have
do that
to
all
do
the
the
time.
move back.
Do you do that thing too when you're driving, when you're about to brake? And what is it called? I know the
The
guys.
stop,
Stop short.
That's the
Okay.
Stop
Seinfeld
short
reference. Is the
move.
stop short. But
Okay.
in
This
that
was
instance, you're copping a
seatbelts
feel.
before the 80s.
Yeah.
That's how my mom would.
Yeah,
And it would
apparently.
work.
Yeah,
it would
that was
work.
seatbelts
You could
before
stop
the 80s.
anything, you know?
Yeah.
And
Careful.
then-
My,
My grandpa never wanted to wear seatbelts because he said if there's an accident, you want to be thrown clear. Always the safest thing. And
that's a little
we do
morbid
not
sense of
recommend
humor your
that.
grandpa had.
Yeah, we do not. But I remember in high school, I had a girlfriend. She had one of those. I think it was like a Trans Am or one of those cars.
Oh,
and It
yeah.
had, remember the seatbelts that came up and over to click automatically when you got in?
Oh,
Her
yeah.
dad had them removed from the car. Because he's like, if I get in a situation, I'm not going to be able to cut myself out of the seatbelt. So I want to be able to just jump out in case of a car fire. I'm like, Which are the most likely things to happen? Your daughter's face gets crushed and thrown through a windshield, or you're going to have a random car fire that you can't get out of. Yes, he had them removed. Can you believe that?
Yo, producer Alyssa, can you write this down? This is a topic for a future show on one of those rainy days where we're trying to figure out what we need to talk about. Weird things that our parents or grandparents did or do. Like something they hold steadfastly to that makes no sense at all. Like cutting the seatbelts out of a car.
I got one.
Do you have one?
Yeah.
Alyssa's writing it down, but let's
My
share. We'll
mom
think of more.
denies it to this day.
Does she?
I got something stuck in my eye, and it was bothering me as a little kid. And she said, take a pinto bean, clean,
What?
and put the pinto bean in your eye, and it'll move around,
No.
and it'll clean it out.
A pinto bean.
Yep. Put a pinto bean in my eye.
Did you
Didn't
do it?
hurt.
No.
Yeah, I did it.
You
didn't
did it?
work. Yeah.
It didn't work.
To this day, I will say at family reunions, my mom says, that is not true. I never did that.
Do you think she was pulling your leg and now she's just forgotten?
Nope. Nope. Weird things. My dad decided he could save a lot of money on haircuts. He bought his own haircut kit for the kids. And he's from Peru. So this is what they did in the old countries.
Yeah.
You know, those garages that go up into the street life. So my dad would put us in a chair and he would open up the garage on a Saturday morning, and he would just take out the clippers and he would shave us, give us crew cuts, which I look horrible because I got a big head. You'd look better with a crew cut than me.
I've got a huge head.
And it was embarrassing because my friends are walking by and there's my dad thinking it's like reliving the old country of, oh, there's the Quinones, the barber.
used to do that when we were dating. I guess he cut his hair in the garage with the garage door open, and then when we got married, he moved into my townhome, and I'm like, no, you can't do that in this neighborhood. This is not going to work. You're going to have to like take that show elsewhere.
Oh, it gets even better. One day, because I'm really worried.
I have opened
I don't know
up
how.
Pandora's box.
By the way,
Yeah,
my-
sorry. Better.
My father's an engineer. He's a brilliant man. He was very smart. Went to New Mexico Tech. He's a mining engineer. So we lived in a very nice, affluent neighborhood. And so I was mortified. I had normal American friends, and they would see this. One day I'm watching cartoons, right? Cartoons, and, well, I guess it's the internet. They brought in a lamb, a dead lamb that he bought from a farm and they dragged it into the backyard from a truck that they bought. Because my dad loved lamb because that's what the rich people eat in South America, not so much here in America. So he said, why should I pay so much money for these little lamb chops when I can go to the
Have the whole
farm
lamb.
in New Mexico, bought the whole thing, I can cut it up myself. And there's a dead lamb that they pulled in, and I'm just thinking my reputation's done. It's over.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my...
That sounds traumatic, actually.
These are much more traumatic things than
I don't even know what to
Keep
say
going
right
on.
now.
What were you thinking? Along what lines are you?
Well, like, I feel like
Love you,
a
Pops.
dead lamb.
Love you, Pops.
Being dragged
I feel
in.
like everyone has their quirks, and like everyone's dad does like some silly dad thing where you just kind of shake your head now.
I want to know, we've talked about this before, but why all the dads wear like the Fila or the New Balance white shoes and they're
Can I
kind
tell
of
you a story?
dad
Can
sneakers.
I tell you a
Yeah,
Story.
they're dad sneakers.
Story time.
Story time.
Story time.
Roll
Here we
it.
go. I may have told this story on the show.
You gotta get your head on.
I know. They're
We're working
boxing
on
me
it.
I put a request in yesterday.
You did.
I swear to. I
did. You
CC'd
gotta
No,
on
yeah,
my
you
email.
talked to me about it. Yes.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
here's the story, and I may have told this on the show before, so I apologize for the three of you who may have heard it. The people at home probably have not. I used to wear New Balance shoes.
Okay.
Because I didn't know any better. And I still don't know any better.
They're cool now.
I think they're coming
Oh, they're back?
Yeah,
they're
cool
back.
now.
You're
Yeah.
back in.
Every time I buy shoes, I need assistance. And it was because of this one instance that I was like, I'm never buying shoes by myself again because I am so out of touch with what proper footwear is.
cool.
Okay.
I had a pair of New Balances. I was in between pairs of basketball shoes, okay? I had blown out my old ones. I had not purchased new ones yet. So I wore my running shoes, which were New Balances, to a pickup basketball game at a YMCA.
Dad shoes.
They were dad shoes. So anyway, I'm trying to fit in. I'm trying to be cool, which I'm not ever under any circumstance, but I'm faking it as hard as I can. And I'm playing ball with these cats. That's something cool kids would say.
Obviously.
Playing ball with these cats.
That might have started
About 40 years ago.
downhill.
That was pretty cool.
I have been terrible.
Groovy. He
in
had
this
a
game.
groovy shot.
These groovy cats.
Groovy cats.
Playing ball with these cats, and I've already had a couple of hiccups in this game. I've already done some pretty unathletic things. I've already embarrassed myself. I'm at the end of the embarrassment spectrum. There's a threshold. There's only a certain amount of embarrassment that you can put up with before I take off my New Balances and I leave the gym. And I'm right there. I'm right at the cusp. I get into a situation where I have the ball, which is always a problem. I'm cornered along the baseline, out of bounds in the three-point line. I'm kind of stuck there. And there's a very athletic young man guarding me.
Yeah.
Athletic young man.
Yeah. So anyway,
about him.
I lose my balance, and I kind of fall out of bounds, and I like kind of throw the ball off of him.
Trying to hit
afterwards.
his- yeah.
I miss him though, and I just throw the ball out of bounds, and I look like a dummy, right? and I call a foul. I go ahead and I call a foul. I say that he pushed me. He leveraged me out of bounds, and that dude, to his credit, the sickest burn maybe I've ever experienced. He just gives me the down up. You know when you're looking at a girl,
Oh,
you give her
no.
the down up. He gives me just a disrespectful, just the. I think you tripped on y'all New Balances. And I kind of looked down, and I looked at everyone else's shoes. Nobody else is wearing New Balances, and I was like, oh damn it, I've been schooled.
Bless your heart.
I left right after that game, and I never wore the New Balances again. He embarrassed me
They were
so
probably brand
hard.
new, too.
I think you
You
tripped
just
over
bought
y'all
them.
New
I think they're
Balances.
back.
Yeah,
Did
but
you
they're
hang
back
on
in
to
style.
them?
They
Yeah.
even have them at a cool. Have you heard of that cool shoe store called Manor on Central and
Obviously not. No.
So they even like are promoting them all the time on their Instagram, and I'm like, wow, these are really back in style. So not the dad shoe kind.
Do you want me to ruin it?
But-
If you people at home, because if I go buy New Balances, they will not be cool anymore.
Well, kill it.
There's a certain type that you need to buy. But
If you're
Nate
gonna buy 'em
said,
for me, I'm in.
Nate said I had surgery on my foot and was told that New Balance shoes were the best for your feet. He's like, so I was like 22
Because you're old.
and
You're
wearing
old.
dad
The
shoes.
Very
cords and the
supportive.
bunions
And his
stuff.
dad, his dating life suffered because he
Oh,
was wearing those
yeah,
shoes.
those
Not anymore if you buy the cool
Guys,
ones.
word to dating life. Do not talk about your health problems to the younger girl. They don't like that. You know, just like, oh, the old knee's been going.
Is that a learned thing? Is that
the
something you
goiter.
picked up along the way?
I don't. When it hits me, I gotta go pee. I get that the prostate.
That's
you know.
probably some very,
Unless your
very
market
good
age difference is something
advice.
she's really
Oh
into,
my
in which
God.
case maybe go crazy.
The next
that's
time
a
we
benefit
go
to
on
dating.
a dating topic, there's a new dating app that I'm gonna.
Okay, save it.
Yes, we're gonna
Alyssa,
try
write
it.
it down. New dating app. We're coming up with ideas. This is like a brainstorming session, this show, because we're not paying any attention to you, and I'm
Okay.
sorry for that. Let's read some of your comments about the radio thing, which we did talk about for a second. Vanessa says she's a big fan of 95.5 FM. Does anyone know what that is?
95.5.
Not me,
That
the
cool
viewer.
jazz?
Early 80s, always listen to Dave Pratt on KUPD, according to Charles. R&B every day from Edna. K-Love mostly. K-Love very popular. out
Yeah,
there.
the Christian.
Melanie.
Yeah.
Station.
Nate says, makes sense. I made it from Phoenix to Flagstaff in less than an hour while listening to Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
when
one.
you're
that gets
feeling it, you
moving.
go so fast.
Carla says, I agree. My son will listen to metal music when he drives far to hurry up and get where he's going faster.
Like alternative music, especially 80s alternative. Oh, yeah.
Lithium on Sirius, according to David. Now that's like the grungy metal
Yeah.
station. I'm with you on that.
We
I
got
got
two people.
serious. Oh my gosh, it was life changing. This is definitely not a promotion, but I didn't understand what is this whole paying for radio thing. I'm like, oh, let me tell you, I can't go anywhere without it. I listen to it 24/7. Yep.
Yeah.
I listen to talk and I listen to regular music. I just love it.
Talk radio makes me want to fall asleep.
I love talk.
I like listening to
I
people
get
talk,
sick
but
of
it
music. I'm
makes
sick
me
of
sick.
radio.
I love talk radio.
I can't stand listening to DJs. I mean, blah, blah, blah.
there's a lot-
Hey,
yeah,
what do you
there's a
guys
lot
think
of
about
nonsense
this?
chat.
Hey,
They're like
blah.
us.
You know that's us, right?
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. Just wanted to make sure
Sorry.
you knew that we are those people.
Two people talked about Roger Klein and the Peacemakers. So
Yeah.
he's real big here in the
driving
valley. Yeah, they like listening
When
to
I was
him.
in Rhode Island, I used to do weather for, I'm James Quinones for Light. You remember that voice? Somebody out there is like, you're the guy.
Like Delilah. Yeah.
Oh, Delilah.
love
Delilah has
Delilah,
made me
man.
cry more than
Yeah.
once.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
a
can
great
listen
story.
to Delilah. I mean, she's the best. Literally.
Brianna is using music for other things. She says when our youngest was a baby, the only way to get her to calm down in the vehicle was to turn on liquid metal on Sirius XM.
Wow.
Her Tio Jose played those soul-soothing songs to calm her and drift her off to sleep.
Did you say Tio?
That's what the text.
You guys ever heard the beginning
Theo.
to Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood? Of
course.
That gets you.
You're the one that called that can feel good. You're the one that make you feel all
It's just you want to
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Jolene's rocking out the Godsmack, Pop Evil, Shinedown, Pantera, some older country. There's so many
Actually,
comments.
yeah.
I listen
So
to
many good
everything.
comments, yeah.
I literally can listen to the Carpenters. I can.
You do.
I can, not always, but I can. I can listen to everything.
So I don't really listen to. I know my husband always says, like, you only have one mode in your music, party.
Yeah.
It's like I only listen to like party club music,
Yeah.
whether it's 80s, 90s, and beyond. But yeah, I do like pick me up music. I can't listen to chill music while I drive.
No,
I don't
do
like
like a
chill
little
music.
90s,
But
little
that
CC
maybe that explains why I'm a bad driver.
CeCe Peniston.
Oh, Cece Peniston, bring it back.
You've
Black
unfortunately
Box?
had to ride with me in my car several times.
Oh my
How would
gosh.
you describe the type of music that I listen to when I'm driving?
I don't even know what the heck you were listening to. I was like, what is this?
I introduced her to folk rock, okay?
Yeah.
It's just like very acoustic and chill, and I'm a guy who appreciates good song lyrics.
I think David Lee Roth was singing a little bit of that.
Yeah, no, it's close, but no cigar.
I was focused more on how he was listening to his music more than the music.
Listen, you know
Tell
I've got
me
a new
more.
ride now.
Tell me more.
Oh, go ahead. Tell her about my hoopty.
Tell me
Go
more.
ahead.
He
I wanna know.
drove a hoopty, and I'd always question, not that it's about material things when you're dating, but I'd be like, do you really pick up girls in this vehicle? Like, because I would always wonder, like, do they
got
really
in
wanna
his
ride
head.
with you?
He's got a new car.
And he got a new car.
got a
No,
new
because the
car.
hoopty blew up. It was a point of pride for me. It's my roots. I've never had money, and I don't flaunt the money that I do have.
Okay.
But go ahead, throw me under the
anyway,
bus.
so his
8
speaker,
Mile.
he
Guys,
wanted
8
to
Mile
play
here.
his music on his phone, right? Because that's his Bluetooth music. So he brings a Bluetooth speaker, like a little one, and
Nice.
puts it in the car, and that's what he listens to while he's driving. And I'm like,
Awesome.
It
how are
works.
you even? It's not the same. Like, you know,
Yeah,
this
you need, like,
music in your
acoustics
car, the speakers, like.
That's much more expensive than a $10.
I know, but
speaker.
given what we do, like you have to be a sound guy. You have to appreciate good acoustics.
It's good enough.
And
It's good
And
enough.
so that's what he kept
Any
doing,
port
and
in
I'm
a
like,
storm.
every time I was like, I just can't. Like, I'm just listening to this little Bluetooth speaker in front of me.
Modern problems require modern solutions, and that was my modern solution. I don't have to worry about it now. The hoopty is dead. Rest in peace.
he exploded.
Now he's got a big car, and he's throwing it in our face.
got a big boy car.
Now I wait for Jimmy to come out of work, and I rev my engine when he comes by, and I scream obscenities at him.
Man, it ain't no gas. It ain't a gas-saving car.
No. My first
good on-
tank, I got like 16 miles to the gallon. Not great. Not great.
Not great.
It has something to do with flooring it every time I see you, though. I think.
But it's so loud.
All right, let's get to our ICYMI. We're doing enough time killing
good.
on the show. In case you missed Today in AZ this morning, we had a lot of fun there, too, including with this.
2% of people have never eaten this. What is this? What are some of the text messages we received, guys?
We've had a bunch come in. I'm starting to think, though, Vanessa, that it is something really normal. Something you and I have eaten a lot of, like a Big Mac, maybe? Or
Okay.
I stand by pizza.
It's just 2%, so
Okay, somebody says guacamole. Broccoli. That's from Julian.
onion dip.
Spinach.
Okay.
This could be on forever and ever.
What is it?
Yeah, come on. Some people have never even tried tamales.
Oh.
Any opportunity to throw me under the bus about the tamales thing. It's not something I do just to upset you. I purposely don't eat tamales every day.
Well, you're the one that's missing
Just
out, so it's
upset
all
you.
right.
Did you ever read Green
They're
Eggs and Ham?
delicious.
At the very end of it, he loves it, Sam. I am.
We'll just bring it in Christmas
Would you
time.
call in a box
Force
with a
feed you
fox?
some-
Eat
I'm
a
going to do it for
tamale?
charity. We raised $10,000 for PCH. I'll eat tamales live
All
on
right.
television. How about that?
Oh yeah, heck yeah, it's happening
There you
this
go.
Christmas.
The gauntlet has
Yes.
been thrown.
Yeah,
I'm taking you up on that.
we need to do that because seriously,
Okay.
like we've tried for the past couple years,
Done.
and I'm like, you cannot live in Arizona
What's your objection?
without eating a tamale.
There is no objection.
He's just being a brat.
There's no objection. It's just that I had never had tamales before. I eat Mexican food 5 days a week. Like,
Yes.
there's no objection
So
to
what's
any of the
your-
materials.
Not Chipotle, like real Mexican food.
Okay, but that too. Real Mexican food and Chipotle. Just it's a crime of opportunity. I
different
live very
things.
close to a Chipotle. Don't judge me.
I like both. I like both, but two different categories.
But that's not Mexican food.
They
Right,
are,
it's
yes.
ju- it is what
Taco
it is.
Bell's not
Two
Mexican
different-
food either,
no,
but I love
no.
Taco Bell
That's
too.
two
It's a
different
different.
Olive Garden's not Italian food.
But she loves it.
Right.
And it is delicious. I love Olive Garden.
Why are you on Paul's side right now?
I had just never had tamales when I moved out here, and then I
Okay.
realized that it was going to become a thing. It was
Yes.
a thing that I hadn't had them, and so the first opportunity I turned it down just to grind their gears. And now they're so adamant about it, Rachel, that I never want to try tamales just to get their goat. You ever do something to someone just because you know that it annoys them?
But like I said, at this point, you're the one missing out. Like they are delicious.
We're
and
trying
they're
to help
amazing.
you.
They're
and
really
it's
easy to like too. I don't want to do charity for that. I'll have you eat goat testicles. That's for
Wow.
charity.
I have no interest
Yeah.
in eating goat testicles.
But not tamale. Tamale's like saying, "Oh, let's raise charity so
But it's
Jimmy
not
can eat a
about
slice of
eating
cheese
the
pizza."
tamales. It's
Ooh,
about
wow.
Yeah.
raising the money for a good cause. That's why I threw down the gauntlet. If you want me to eat tamales so bad, let's make a positive difference in the world around us, and I'll eat your damn tamale.
That's like going
Yeah.
me going to
I
your
can't argue with
homeland
that.
up in Michigan, and I've never had beef stew before. I've never.
In your homeland. I like that.
You think I eat beef stew in my homeland?
I've never had
you guys do up
I've
there?
never had
What
a
goes on
chicken
up
pot
there?
pie.
What cuisine,
Meatloaf.
Gross.
cuisine is Michigan known for? Does Michigan have a
Pasties.
cuisine?
Pasties.
I've had pasties
Which is like a chicken pot pie.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
But
it's
I love
it's a pot
pasties.
pie.
Have you
that's-
ever been Cornish pasty?
I've
That
never
place
heard
is
of it.
delicious.
Well, start writing her about going to Cornish pasty.
Yeah,
That's a
You
local
do.
We'll take you to
flavor.
Cornish
You just
pasty.
got here.
We're going downtown.
They're
I'm taking you to
good, they're
Valley
good.
Bar
We had
Friday night.
Jamaican beef patties, which is like an empanada.
I've had that.
Is that like a pasty but chicken?
Oh,
Kind of.
Jamaica, man.
Well, they have a variety over there.
That's all the same thing.
I
Yeah.
love Jamaican rum. Oh.
Now everybody wants to know what kind of car you drive.
It's not a Lambo or a Ferrari, Russell. Trust me on that.
Ooh, but that would be awesome.
And I couldn't afford a new car, so it is lightly used, but it's much nicer than the hoopties I've been driving my whole life.
Gorgeous car, ladies. And it's got a nice stereo system.
How's
Yeah,
it working
thank you.
for you? So the Bluetooth is gone.
like
you have
having
like a
4
real
Bluetooths in
grown-up
this car.
stereo
It's a
system.
real Bluetooth, like in-car stereo.
In-car
Everything
thing.
is it's a 2018 car, so it has all the
Okay,
2018
so you're
amenities.
good.
I am now.
Missiles.
I'm good for the next 10 years.
Is it
Perfect.
2018?
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh.
What you think it was?
A little older because
No.
of the rims and the.
Oh no, it just has some custom work to it. That's all. It's got that noisy exhaust that takes Jimmy off, and it's got the gunmetal wheels.
Cherry bombs. He's got those cherry bombs on the muffler.
What are we talking about?
He's got beer can holders on the side, you know.
They put the always on thing
Got
at
'em.
the bottom. Pro
Yes,
tip,
you did
You
get
got
'em.
the bug.
You got the mosquito.
Oh, thank you. When that
terrible
thing shows
today.
up down there, that means shut up to all of us. When they bring that
that's a
up, that means they
cue.
want to wrap the
Okay.
show.
Come on, we're actually.
We had a lot of people
viewers,
watching,
man.
but we were talking mainly about music. I mean, we said music, food, and dating is always a hit on this show.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
those are our
Guys
topics.
love
that we
music.
You know
talk
what I
about.
love about you guys is that you carried on this conversation without us. Like
Yeah,
we're just
you don't need
background
us.
noise.
You know what else I say? Talk to each other. If you see another comment on there that you want to comment, maybe not ours, but comment on what Bob or Susie
You're
or
making
Russell says.
friendships happen,
Yeah.
relationships.
Or get into big
Cultivating
arguments
it.
with them.
Yes.
Say, yeah, you're so full of it.
Tell them you want to step outside and fight them.
Yes.
No.
Oh, wait, don't
mediate.
do that.
All positive conversation.
True.
Enjoy great music in your car today
Thanks for
while you're
putting up with
driving
us.
home.
Ooh.
See you tomorrow.
The one they call
Slow
Dr.
ride.
Feel Good. He's the one that makes.